Okay, y'all. So this is gonna be ghetto ass Wendy's haul. I'm drinking my green tea right now because I'm bougie like that. This is the portobello mushroom Beyond Meat burger, the plant burger, and I got two. I had it yesterday, and I saved some barbecue sauce from yesterday so I can use it today. But let me show y'all what it looks like. This is the and some curly fries. And I got 2 bottles of water in here, and they wrap everything nicely. Garbage bag. And this was on sale. It was $2.55, so that's less than $1. So that's what's up. And this is their pistachio frosty, the vanilla one. So they wrap it and they deliver it for you. So this is what it looks like. There's Miss Wendy. And here is the portobello mushroom Beyond Meat burger. Let me give it to you professional beauty vlogger style. There you go. Okay. It's a lot of mushrooms on here though, so I like this one. And then I'll just put some barbecue sauce on it. And it's 20 grams of protein per burger for the Beyond Meat. And so I got about 60 grams. Oh no, 80 because it's a double plant burger. I'll cover this one. I really like this one. I had this one yesterday. Let me tell you that. You can tell, I guess it's not meat, but if you like, if you're transitioning to being vegan or vegetarian, or you just like eating other stuff, which you don't have to be vegan to eat vegan meat. I personally haven't been eating meat for years and I like it like that. But and sometimes I make my own bean burgers. But I like this. I like eating burgers, so yeah. It's very good. I don't know. There's nothing else to say. This one costs $14.95, excuse me. So about 15 Lottie. And 55, I'm in Georgia, so Georgian Lottie. 55 Lottie is about $20. 20 euros. I was not in class yesterday and I slept. Got up today, but I wasn't able to shower because the hot water is not here. So I'm a little disturbed because of that. But anyway. No, I think I did it in US dollars. I'm being serious now. So that would be half of 55 is 27.50, so let's just say 27 would be 10. So this is less than 10, so this is about $6 or $7 it would be for this burger. Look, we get a lot of meat. And And mushrooms, you sauce a lot of mushrooms, a lot of cheese. To me, is it worth the money? Yes. And then what I do is I have 3 days in the city. You know, I treat myself to a little restaurant or something. This year, Wendy's. I've already had Georgian food, so kachapuri and all that. I did a video on it, so. But then I stay out either in the mountains or in the village or a smaller town, and then I just cook for myself for the rest of the time. I'll do another haul, but I got some black quinoa yesterday. I'll show you. I got some black quinoa, and I have 3 packs of these lentils here. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys how I plan my meals with my dry food, how I plan my meals with wet food for fiber, protein, calcium, all that stuff. That's how I know the protein in the burgers. I know it is thing. And I have a salad in the refrigerator too. So from Wendy's. So yeah. And then you can order groceries, you can order pretty much anything. It's just like any other country. And the website, Glovo. In Montenegro, the Glovo app is the Hot Mess Express. But I just came from Armenia, was nice, the Glovo app. And in Georgia, it's really nice too. So the customer service responds pretty quickly, all that stuff. In Montenegro, the customer service was awful, awful, awful. They still owe me $20, and they haven't paid it back yet. This was like 6-7 months ago. So yeah. Anyway. So who's ever working the app in Georgia and Armenia, shout out to y'all for that. Who's ever working in Montenegro, you need to go back to training, because I don't believe in people losing their jobs unnecessarily, but you need to take your ass back to training because it's a hot mess, okay? Anyway, these curly fries are good. So now let's try the plant burger. This is in a Beyond Meat box, but I don't know if this is Beyond Meat burger, because on the website, I'll put a screenshot, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if you go on their website, it says portobello mushroom burger, and then it says plant-based burger. So I don't know if it's the same. They just wanted to do the fancy writing. I don't know. But I don't know. The patties kind of look the same. Maybe they cooked it differently. I don't know. But this is what it looks like. And I got double because I'm a fatty. Excuse me. And I need to get my protein up. And yesterday, I try to get 100 grams of protein per day. And lately, I've been doing that with the exception, or close. I go between 80 and 100. Because before, I didn't even realize it. I used to make fun of people who counted protein. I used to make, not to their face, but I would be like, oh, you guys, you know, stupid people in the gym, always fitness people, always trying to give a... They were right. Forgive me, Lord, to universe, for being an asshole. They were right. You need protein, and it's since I started watching my protein, but you also need the fiber, because I fucked around and found out if you take too much protein, take what I mean in the food. I eat a lot of sunflower seeds, a lot of pumpkin seeds, a lot of sesame seeds. I eat a lot of nuts. Watch it, and even bananas, the average banana has 1 gram of protein in it. People talk about the potassium. Potassium is good, but it also has 1 gram of protein, and it's not a lot. But if you're a type of person where you're eating lots of bananas, will not have the monkey comments. I've been called monkey before, will not have that. Then You add it to your protein count. But when you take a lot of protein, when you increase your protein, you got to increase the water. Because a lot of the protein that I intake, because I'm vegan, vegetarian, is a lot of nuts and seeds and beans, and they need water. So, mm, mm, mm-hmm. Okay, okay. This one is more. It's have a fresher taste, like the actual meat one, because I used to eat meat like about 7, 8 years ago. The other one was more like savory, barbecuey, and this one is more like in the backyard at the cookout. Mhm. 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 I wouldn't put barbecue sauce on this burger, but I put barbecue sauce on the other burger and the fries. Hmm. Let me put the pistachio in there. Ah, it's enough room in the freezer. If I put it sideways, yeah, it won't melt because it's the freezer. Okay. And this is a salad that I got yesterday. So I'm gonna pick the cheese out because sometimes the prepackaged cheese, and I don't eat a lot of milk-based products. So sometimes when I eat, I notice last week I was eating more. Okay, I love raw onion, but they was looking a little interesting. I was eating more yogurt last week, and I felt so bloated, and it could have been something else, but lady days or whatever. But I said I'm gonna test it this week and not eat too much dairy this week. So I've been feeling much better. So well, I'm eating yogurt and eggs. And I had stopped eating eggs for like a year or two, but I had also stopped working out as much, or I would work out sporadically. But then I started working out again, and I was like, well, I need more protein that's not meat based. So I was like, I was eating beans and stuff, but sometimes I couldn't find the beans, or I would get tired of eating the beans. There's so many different kind of beans, but I would find like only a certain selection of beans, and I wanted to expand the selection. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start eating eggs again. And I do okay with the eggs, but when it's eggs plus the yogurt plus the butter, and plus I had stopped eating. I eat bread like once or twice a month. I was eating it like 3 times a week, and my body was like, "Bitch, you crazy? You doing too much." So I'll have the bread from this, but like I don't buy bread. I'll have bread if it's German bread, or if there's this Russian bread I want to try. When I was in Armenia, I was gonna try it, but then the time ran out. I left. But I might have it here because the Russian population in Georgia, and I don't get in my comments with no political shit because I will erase your comment. I'm not about that life. I don't like politics. Um, I know politics rule the world, and a lot of people they want to know your religion and whose side are you on. I'm not answering any of those questions because I guarantee you're not gonna like my answer because I'm gonna give it to you straight and I'm gonna give it to you the truth as I know it. So don't get political and none of that mess. We all live on this world. We all fuck up, and we all got shit we need to be working on for ourselves. So fuck around and find out if you want to. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. Um, there's a lot of Russians in Georgia. So, in Georgia and Russia are neighbors. Because of that, I know the geography for food purposes because I want to try this Russian bread. It's called Borodinsky bread, and I looked it up. It's basically rye bread, and it has molasses in it. I love molasses, and that was my nickname when I was a kid too. One of them. So, hmm I have a lot of nicknames. So, mm, they should have it here. Is my point. They should. If they don't have it, mm, I'm pretty sure they have it here. And they have. Oh my God, guys! They have Thai food here, and they have. And it is no tea, no shade, but it's so like I can if you like look at the people's faces and stuff, I feel like you can see that the population here is diverse. Maybe not in other parts of Georgia because I've been to Georgia before. I was in Georgia like maybe around 8, 9 years ago, and yeah, so but I didn't really go around too much because I was traveling with my daughter. Because if you guys don't know, I homeschooled my daughter, so I know about this part of the world because it was in our budget. Because I was on a very limited budget. I still am. It's just that I know how to. I've had decades of experience learning how to budget money. When you, because I feel like when people talk about like if you look at my life without context, you would think I was, rolling in the dough. I'm not. And that's why I always make videos and I share my experiences to tell people if you want to travel, you have to make sacrifices. But there's nothing in life where if you study people's lives, which is something that I do, and I read a lot of history, nothing that people have had, and people say this all the time, but it's fucking true. Nothing you've had that you're passionate about or that you want it so bad, it's not without sacrifice. It just isn't. So like for example, I'll give you a very basic everyday example. I want to order some stuff from Eve Rocher, or as my daughter. This is an inside joke between my daughter. I know it's pronounced Eve Rocher, but Yves Rohicker. My daughter and I used to. It's an inside joke, but yeah. Anyway, and they're having a sale, right? So I always look for sales and stuff. And another tip, a lot of the companies. I'm not a brand person. It's just those are the people that's having the sale, and they have what I want and need. So, because I buy Armenian stuff, Georgian stuff, like some of my lotion, when I show you guys what I got from the pharmacy, it's local stuff because the local stuff is usually where you find the discounts. It's the lower prices because it's from here, so they don't have to include transportation costs, or if they do, it's only coming from Coletti to Tbilisi instead of coming from Berlin to Tbilisi. You know what I mean? So you have to keep that in mind too, because sometimes when you travel to a different country, you want to only get what you want, like what's from your country, because it's your safe zone, it's your comfort zone. There's nothing wrong with that, but also know that if you're trying to save money, when you get stuff that's from another country, including your own, then they have to increase the price because it's transportation costs. It's the appeal of the foreign or the exotic. It's PR thing. So you have to pay for all that. Just like if you go and buy Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, it's not worth that what you're paying on its own. You could probably make it yourself if you took a couple months. But you have to pay for other people's labor. You have to pay for the time. They've been a company for 200, 300, 400 years. Bitch, I don't know. But they have longevity on their side. They have like reliability on their side. So you're paying for all that on top of the item. If you were just paying for the item, which usually is what happens when you go into a country, like it's not that the local products are better than the foreign ones. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. It's that you're only paying for the item and maybe a little bit of tax on top. Whereas when you buy foreign things, you're paying for the base item plus merchandising, plus marketing, plus longevity, plus the brand, plus transportation, plus appeal. You're paying for all that, and so that can double, triple the price. Whereas if you shop local, you're paying for the item, tax, and if you want to tip them, you tip them. But that's how the prices are usually low. Because a lot of people want to say, oh, well, everybody else's stuff is better if it comes from a small village. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. You know what I mean? But okay, so going back to Eve Rocher, it's not. From my knowledge, it's not so much because you have Eve Rocher, you have Bath and Body Works, you have all these other companies that are in competition with each other, and so I feel like Eve Rocher kind of fell off. That's just my personal opinion. But when they sell the foreign companies in other countries, so like when Wendy's comes here, and people are like, well, I don't like Wendy's. Wendy's is trash. Wendy's might be trash in the U.S. because they're competing with McDonald's and Burger King, right, and KFC and all that. But if you take Wendy's and you bring them over here, now the quality is better because the adopted country gets something that's foreign, so they're gonna want to put all their effort into it. But also you get it at the local prices, right? So whereas this burger here is $6 or $7, the equivalent, or $6 or $7 in the States. If you took this same burger and you went to buy it in the States, it'd probably be $10 or $11. That's the economy and politics of all this shit that's going on. I know politics. I don't like it. So anyway, Yves Rocher falls under that umbrella. What I said when I would used to buy, because I haven't bought Yves Rocher in years, and the last one I saw was in Germany like 6 years ago or so. But you'll still get good products, but like if the locals don't buy the stuff, because that happens. I researched Wendy's, and Wendy's was more popular overseas, but a lot of the local places, they didn't like it, so it went out. That happens to companies also. So like Yves Rocher could still have good quality products, but if they don't like the products in the States or France, I think believe it's, well, Yves Rocher is a French name, but sometimes they have foreign names for American companies. If it doesn't do good in either, then they take it to a third market. And if the third market is like, okay, we like it, then usually they will increase the price, so that's not so great. But sometimes even they'll like it, but it's certain things they don't like. For example, a lot of people I notice don't like the tropical smelling lotions and soaps. That's my favorite. So usually if I go into a country, they'll like more like the rose scented stuff and all that. It's a psychology behind marketing, and psychology is everywhere. That's why when people disregard psychology and philosophy, I laugh, because it's like that's foolish, because it plays into everything. You go into Family Dollar, you can see it. Somebody told me, and this is true, about a couple years ago, that if you walk into a supermarket, right, only stay on the perimeter of the supermarket, because that's where what you need is on the perimeter and what you don't need is in the middle. Every fucking supermarket does this, and you test it out for yourself. Go to like 11, 10, 11 to the vegetables, the fruit, all this stuff. Survival shit, healthy shit will be on the perimeter of the supermarket. You don't think that the supermarkets and the marketing team behind all the supermarkets, you think they don't know this? That's why they do it. The same thing works for burgers, soaps, cars, shoes. It's the same, you know? So, if you have like floral scented things, and I don't necessarily like floral scented things, I like more of the masculine sense, like old and stuff like that. I do like patchouli. Patchouli is one of my favorite, and I like ylang ylang. But I like cinnamon. I like cedar smells, tea tree oil, rose, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of times it just be on sale because other people don't like it. So I bought some lotion today that was on. It wasn't on sale, but it was one of the least expensive in the menu, because I need some lotion because my skin is so dry right now. It's winter time, so yeah. And I was looking through the lotions, and a lot of them were for foreign companies, and it was like, $20, the equivalent of $20